Okay, I just got this Saturday. Should be a couple days ago. And one thing about it is this is one of those 3D puzzles. You have to go through the maze and it drops through things and stuff like that. But one thing it didn't come with, I have a giant Perplexus, but it didn't come with some kind of like stand. And I don't like this because I'm afraid it's going to like roll off the table and bounce off around and then just bust into a million pieces. It shouldn't, but we'll see. So I thought, hey, it'd be kind of neat if it had some kind of like stand. So let's. I figured I could 3D print a stand real quick. So let's figure out how big this thing is. Let me zero out my calipers here and get a rough diameter. 113. Let's call it 113. Doesn't matter. It just has to be relatively close. 115, so we're 60 about. 60 should be fine. We'll go with 60 millimeters. That's what we're working with in millimeters. So 60 millimeters is the radius. To make that 120. And what are we going to do with that? Well, we're going to jump over to FreeCAD and design us a little stand for it. So let's do that. And here we are. So, need to move me over there. All right. What I did is I clicked on part design and it brings in here, but this isn't really where I want to be. What I want to be in is just part. So the first thing I'm going to do is for the base, I need something that's going to stand on. So we're going to create a cylinder. And I like working in the 3D mode. And let's look at the model. We'll click on our cylinder and say, well, let's see, let's start off with something that's, because we're going to have to play around with this until we get something that looks what we want it to be. So, data, this has a 2 millimeters. 2 millimeters not going to cut it. So let's go ahead and bump that up to 30. And the height, I could probably get by with, let's say, doesn't have to be very deep. So let's go with 10 should be fine. And now we can zoom out here. So now we have a base that hopefully will fit into it. And now we can add a sphere. And let's click on sphere. And it's 5 millimeters. And we already know we need a radius of 60. So let's pop that sucker up. Boom. And that takes over everything. And we know our base is probably right in the middle. Our cylinder should be right in the middle here. So let's move. We'll have to placement. Yeah, we'll have to move this thing up in the z-axis. The z-axis is the over here. The z-axis is the up. So let's go ahead and translate this up. Let's just start off with 60 and see where it goes. Oh, that's the wrong. We're translating the wrong thing. So we'll cancel out of that. We need a sphere. We need to move that up. Let's move it up. Let's try 30 first. Yeah, let's go 60. 60 should place this above it. So let's say okay for now and look at it from the side. So that might do it. Look at it from below. See, it's not shining through. But this should arc down through here. We should get a decent, that would, when it builds it. So it's going to build up, and we'll just wind up really with a disc with a pivot. So we want to keep this part, and then click on this part, and then do a cut of two shapes. So this is a Boolean. I'm going to cut, and what did we wind up with? Yes, so we wound up with a curved area here. We have a base, and that's all it's going to take. Do something as simple as create a little holder for that, so it doesn't roll all over the place. And now we get it. I want to do that. Go this and save as our. These other globe base ones are for a different project I was working on, which weirdly has a similar size, but is a much bigger base because it needs control system. Let's see, let's just call this the maze base. Okay, so now, as before, we just take to output. We need to export this. So we're going to export, and we're going to pick the mesh format, the STL, and we're just going to call this maze base. TL, and we should be good. Now we have that designed, which really didn't take much. Let me bring Cura over here, and we'll go ahead and open the file. And 3D maze base should just be open. Boom, and there's the base. Hour and 25 minutes. That seems a long time. Huh. Seems awfully big. Or a long time to make that, I guess. And I just review the sizes of stuff. 30 millimeters, 10 millimeters high. Isn't that big? Must be mostly raft time, or because the circular movement of the printer head. Anyway, that's what we're gonna go with, and then I just need to save this to a file, G-code, and then I'll load that up in my printer and print it out, and then once it's done, we'll get back to this. So I'm back, and I was thinking that hour and 25 minutes is way too long, and then I realized I do this every time. This cylinder probably doesn't need to have a radius of 30 millimeters. 15 would probably be better. So height of 10. Should have a curve here. 15 gives us 30 millimeters, which is closer to that size than I was thinking. The base didn't need to be that big, so about half that should be about there. sometimes you have to do a reality check and just say, wait a minute. So, cylinder, right. So our sphere is still let me drop down the yeah, that's not right. I'm gonna take that out. Let's move this sphere back up to 50. Still can't even see it, so 60 it is. Cylinder, we can't even see. Oh, there's the cylinder. Okay. Control click. Boom. And that's our part now. Go ahead and export. Mesh format. There we go. Alright. Yes. And now we'll go Cure. Delete the model. Open a new model. Now it's slicing and it says it'll take 20, roughly, 19 minutes. So that's more reasonable. I was looking for something that should take that long to print. So now I can go ahead and save it. Yes, overwrite it. And actually, I need to put it to a SD card also. I can feed it over to my. Now I can save removable drive. Just want to verify that. Yep. So now I can go ahead and print it, and hopefully it won't be so ginormous. So okay, well, catch you back later. Alrighty, what do we have now? Well, printed it out, and yeah, didn't turn out that great. I don't know if it's because of the draft quality, but as you can see, this wrap prints out very, very nice. Like almost perfect. There's a little line there, but you know, it's special. So yeah, this probably give enough room. Of course, the kicker is, you know, it does work, but I think we're gonna have to move the sphere a little higher. So let's start from scratch again and create another one. So switch over here, and this is what we had. So let's go ahead and delete the cut, and we should be back to sphere. And let's move the cylinder up a couple millimeters. How many millimeters? Let's try 5. See what happens. 5. Wait, wrong one. Yeah, cylinder. Move that up 5. That doesn't look right. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Did you do that? Or this is not 0. I'm going to move the sphere. I'm going to move the sphere up 5. See what we have now. Let's see if we can change this to wireframe. So there we got a better, I think a better cut. That shouldn't be as low, as deep as the other one. So instead of cutting right through the bottom of our base, we'll have more of a base now, so it should be able to do a little better job. So let's go ahead and switch back to as is. Now we can click on our base and click on our sphere and recut it. So now, when we look at it, it should be deeper. We should get that cut. And we should have more of a base and less of a little queen thing. So, again, we to File, Export, Save, Open. Should be longer. Yeah, that's good. 10 minutes longer. So looks a little better. Hopefully we'll have more of a base. Could change the quality, but that's the one I've been using all along, and it comes out fairly decent on other things, unless the source, the cure changed things. But alrighty, save that to file. Override that. All right, I printed the second version, and this one is way better. You can see it's a much better outcome. The flimsy disc that really doesn't quite do the job, and this one a little more stable. Boom. Oops. Oh, I now have a stand. So, that's cool. And sometimes you have to iterate through these things. But, now it's not going to roll all over. Catch you later.